Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Malignant, the new James Wan movie, is now out in theaters and on HBO Max. I got a chance to see this movie, so this is going to be my spoiler-free review for Malignant. This was a movie I was really excited about because James Wan is a really good director, especially when it comes to horror, because I really like his Conjuring movies. And the second Conjuring movies is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was really looking forward to see what he was going to do with this movie. Before I share my thoughts on Malignant, guys, let me know down below in the comments, what did you guys think of Malignant and what is your favorite James Wan movie? I'd love to know your thoughts. With that said, let's get started talking about this movie. And I have to say, I thought this movie was great. It was absolutely insane, bonkers, and I loved every second of it. I thought this movie had a really disturbing and creepy tone, and while I was watching it, it felt very unsettling, and I really liked that about it because that made me a little more interested in what's going on in the actual movie. I think James Wan was able to pull off the tone perfectly, and his directing style just kind of fit with the movie perfectly well, so when I was watching it, it really felt great. I also really liked all the characters and I really cared about them. When something bad happened to them, I was actually feeling bad about them. And when I was watching the movie, I thought the cast also played the characters really well. So the entire movie, I cared about what was going on because I liked our main characters for the most part. Now, I'm not someone that really gets scared while watching movies, but I have to say, this movie was quite scary and creepy. And when I was watching it, I just had a very disturbing taste in my mouth. The movie also has a little action, and I know that's weird for a horror movie, but I think it's executed quite well here. It makes sense why there is action, and it's actually quite good. It's directed really well because it's James Wan, and he also directed Aquaman, which has some really cool action sequences. He's also able to kind of do that here. There's a chase sequence in the middle of the movie that's really good, and as you go into the third act, it's just bonkers. It gets really weird and really wacky, but it's really cool because when you're watching it, there's just some really cool action, and it's just very bloody and very gross. Speaking of gross, don't eat anything while watching this movie. I was eating while watching this movie, and when I got through the opening credits, I just felt like I needed to stop eating because it was really, really weird. So I had to pause the movie to finish what I was eating and then continue it because I just didn't want to eat while watching this movie. So I'm telling you this with experience, do not eat anything while watching this movie. I also had to look away from the screen a lot because it was just really bloody and really gross. I haven't seen anything like this movie, as weird and wacky and gross and just bloody as this movie is, in a long time. So if that's not really your thing, you probably shouldn't see this. As far as my negatives for this movie go, this movie is not for everyone. Not everyone is gonna watch this movie and come out as entertained as I was, because this movie is very bloody, very violent, and it's just a very R-rated, very creepy, very unsettling horror movie. If that's not your thing, then you're gonna go into this movie and walk out thinking, I shouldn't have seen it, because that's not your thing. To me, I enjoy those types of movies, so that's why I did really enjoy this one. It's also probably not a movie I'll rewatch a lot because of the type of movie that it is, because of how creepy and unsettling it is. But it is very entertaining when you're watching it for the first time and all these weird, wacky, insane things are happening. And my second issue with this movie is that there's a twist in the third act. And I think the twist itself was quite good. I didn't see it coming. It felt really, just really cool. And it felt very unique and different. And it was just a really good twist. I didn't see it coming at all. But I do think it contradicts some things that happened previously in the movie. So I do think it kind of created some plot holes. Or maybe it's just because it's my first time seeing the movie. Maybe if I rewatch it, it'll make more sense to me. But as of right now, I did kind of have some issues with that and it felt a little confusing. But overall, I can forgive that because I just had a really great time seeing this. Before I share my final score, guys, like I said, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of Malignant if you've seen it? If you haven't, are you going to check it out? I'd love to know your thoughts. With that said, I'm going to give this movie a B+. I'm going an 8.25 on an entertainment scale. That'll probably drop or maybe increase depending on rewatches. But as of right now, that's my score. I really enjoyed this movie. If you're into these types of horror movies, this is definitely one you have to watch. I think it's one of the best horror movies of this year. But if this is not really your thing, if these are not the type of movies you really like, then it's probably one you can skip. But if you are interested in it, then check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like. It really helps me out. And subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video.